My name is Chuck Thompson for World Emergency. We have a proposal that we would like to present to the governor in regards to, in working with Homeland Security, we would like to place an emergency disaster center in every major city throughout the state. We believe that this is a vital step to us protecting ourselves and being aware and having a good plan in place involving the community, the people that live at large within these cities. These emergency disaster centers will house all of the local authorities as well as the government facilities, government agencies, side by side, their offices and all of their operations in each individual office. We build these emergency disaster units, these facilities, out of steel structures. Of course, they can be bulletproof, they're very portable, they run off their own power. It's an ESP modular system that we put inside, ESP, Energy Solar Power Systems, that will run all the applications, all of the electrical applications, such as your computers and your lights and other equipment, 24 hours a day, without being hooked up to any outside local power source. Again, these facilities are made out of solid steel, they're extremely strong, they will suffer about 1 million pounds of pressure or 8.5 earthquake without having any real structural damage. They can be moved from place to place. They're structured where they can be placed upon a truck or a boat or a shipping car or a train and be transported anywhere you need it. They're flexible enough where you can place these centers anywhere, basically in a parking structure of a supermarket or any kind of government land. And if it needs to be moved from place to place, if there's a fire or a flood or an earthquake, of course it can be moved from that foundation and moved right back when the disaster is over. These centers are very inexpensive yet very effective. Of course, again, we will have the local authorities and the federal government, the federal agencies, side by side in their each individual office. We'll have the police department, the fire department, of course the search and rescue team office. We'll have a FEMA office and a Homeland Security office, and perhaps the CDC, FBI, CIA, and other government agencies when deemed necessary. The most important is an information center. This is a communication center. If there is a disaster, of course, the citizens of that area will be able to come and make phone calls, of course, to their loved ones, tell them that they're okay and what their status is, if there is a disaster in that area, and also gather vital information given out by the federal government, whether it's the FEMA agency or Homeland Security, or even other agencies like the Red Cross. Will have all of their pamphlets and booklets there on what to do and how to do in an emergency disaster or terrorist attack or terrorist threat. Again, this information center has multiple functions because it's also a recruiting center. We will be able to recruit volunteers that live within that community, inside that city, to volunteer and help when there is an emergency disaster center. Of course, they will report there and be under the local authorities as well as the federal agencies and given instructions when there is a disaster. And it will be an information center to gather information, those that are living within those communities that have vital information for unusual activity that is happening. This goes along with the reward plan that the government has put in place so people can come and give their information. As you know, many people do not like to go to police stations or fire departments or any other government office, but they would come to a center like this, or they could call a center like this and give that vital information. So we believe that this will go a long way in giving peace of mind to those citizens that are living within an area, because those who feel that they have some kind of control over their environment to be able to keep it safe. It's like a neighborhood watch program. Again, it will give them peace of mind knowing that they are doing something to help save and protect their community. The local authorities and the government agencies themselves will appreciate a center like this that is already up and running and ready to go. Of course, as we viewed a lot of the news clips, and they basically had a series on CBS in regards to what happened on that day, in regards to the towers concerned within New York, and how they set up an emergency disaster post within inside the building, and how much chaos and confusion that you saw within inside that building. Even though everyone had a radio, they could not communicate with each other because of the structural setup that there were. None of the communication really got out. And a lot of the public outside watching their TVs and listening to their radios knew a lot more than those very heroic firefighters and emergency government agencies inside those buildings.
On top of everything else, just talking to the guys in the stairwells was tough.
Fort Davis to Battalion 7.
The tower's internal communication setup had been knocked out by the crash. That left fire department radio.
Suddenly, we have hundreds and hundreds of firefighters that have radios. It seems to become more and more difficult.
OEM-1 to base. Please provide again with your location.
I was seeing the look on the firefighters. It was not fear, it was what's going on. Disbelief. That made me panic a little bit. That made me panic.
Out on the street, everyone knew what just happened. The South Tower was gone. They saw it collapse and ran.
I waited. Time slowed down and everything became pitch black.
Everybody all right? Yeah, I'm okay. How's the way out of here?
And then realized, okay, I'm not dead.
Yeah, right here.
So let's turn on my floodlight on top of my camera.
All right, come on down this way. Yeah, let's get out the way we came in. Okay, come on back. Everybody down.
Inside the Trade Center, all Jules and Chief Pfeiffer knew,
Oh, yeah, right here.
all anyone knew, was that something had gone terribly wrong.
All right.
This should never happen. An emergency disaster center is set up outside. Those parameters could have more vital information coming to it, and of course it will have all of the communication, satellite and cameras and TVs and all the other types of communication that's coming in, so they can have the full picture of what's going on and could have helped prevent this disaster. So these emergency disaster centers are very vital. A lot of local authorities have their own emergency centers or emergency vehicles. They can also be a part of this emergency disaster center. But again, this center is already set up. Perhaps there is a disaster and you won't be able to get those type of facilities within that area. So we would like, again, to put this plan in place. This is a proactive plan, not a reactive plan. So we can be ready when the time comes to do the right thing and make the right choices and right decisions, because we have the right information and we have the right tools to handle that particular situation and problem. We appreciate very much you getting in contact with us as soon as possible to put this plan in place. You can call us at 800-947-7778. Of course, you can email us at worldemergency@mail.com. You can view a lot of the other products and services that we provide on worldemergency.com. We're looking very much forward to hearing from you soon. Thanks again.